Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Kings Under the Mountain. And I have my little warhound here. Come on, mate. Right, so I am joined again by the mountain himself. Unfortunately, we have been away for the last couple of weeks due to, well, me almost dying and Steve being super busy with mini wargaming, which I mean is absolutely fine, right? So we'll let him off for that one. How's it going, buddy?
Great. I'm glad you're doing good.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Getting better anyway. It was, a little bit rough actually, but I'm fine now, so it's all good. It's all good.
Excellent. Yeah, we missed 3 weeks, which is not a typical thing, but when you do like a regular stream. But hey, we're back. We got this.
We are very much back, and considering we've been gone for 3 weeks, so much has happened in the old world.
True. There
has been Beastmen, there has been just a million rumors about everything. There's the match play guide coming out. Buddy Cath is here next week as well, and it turns out it's not actually a FOMO box. Yes,
right. Yeah, that was one of the first things I got message about. It was like, hey, here's only a splash release. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, and thank goodness it wasn't.
Yeah. Hello, everybody in the chat. I hope you're well. Fangmaster, well, if you want to watch the live or if you want to go to sleep, it's completely up to you, mate. You do what you want. Yeah, the cafe release is so good. Like, it's been so long since we've had a proper release for just Warhammer Fantasy. I think Ogre Kingdoms was the proper last new faction, and that came out, when was that, like 2003, 2004?
Before some of our audience was even born, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I can remember when I was I was quite a little kid actually. Like, I'm in my 30s and I was pretty little, getting the Ogre Battalion box, and I was so happy with that as well.
It's weird that it's been if you look how much Games Workshop has changed in the past 20 years, where like for fantasy or even back then you get 1 or 2 army updates a year. New army was unheard of, and I feel like nowadays is like you can't keep up with everything Games Workshop's coming out.
No, especially with all of the all of the games. It's absolutely crazy. Like, there'll be a new edition coming out for 40k, there'll be a new edition coming out for Sigmar, and then Old World's just getting loads of stuff as well. And there'll be loads of Necromunda and Blood Bowl and all of the other games. Like, it's mental. I don't know how they keep up with it, let alone anyone at home.
Well, so for someone like me who tried to be involved in everything, I'm at the point where I've talked about this like the past year. So you can no longer do everything. You have to pull back into 1 or 2 game systems.
Tanako, we apologize for mistaking our article. Those involved have been sacked. Yes,
that's not what they said.
It's definitely what they meant, though. 100%. Death by Games Workshop firing squad.
I wonder how that mistake even happened. Somebody, I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna pick on somebody's mistake, but no, it's good that it's here to stay, because in my circle, everybody's talking about starting a Cathay army, which is like, I guess, kind of expected. Do you expect a lot of people to start Cathay in your area?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think Cathay are going to be the new Bretonnia and Tomb Kings, whereas at the beginning of the edition, everyone was like, right, I'm going to get the Bretts, I'm going to get the Tomb Kings, because obviously nobody had them for years, so there wasn't all of the second-hand armies for them, and you just kind of, they hit you in the feels, don't they? Because those were the classic armies that nobody really played, or you kind of wanted it when you were a kid, but never got it because they were crap. Whereas, like, everyone went out, bought them, so they were just dominating all of the tables, where that's going to be Cathay now. And I think everyone's either going to want to play them or needs to learn how to beat the crap out of them. That's the.
Sure. Well, I mean, they look like, excuse me, they look like modern Games Workshop models, and they still fit the Warhammer or the Old World aesthetic. Excuse me.
So, for those of you at home, Steve is actually dying. So the fact that he didn't cancel today is really good. So, round of applause for the mountain over here.
We couldn't go 4 weeks. We couldn't go 4 weeks with missing. I'll be okay.
No. We just have to cancel it at that point. We've just gone back in the holds. We've closed the mountains. Speak friend and potentially not enter. That's the.
I'll tell you that straight up, Richie. I thought, you know what? If I am too sick to do this today, that just might, like, we might just stop doing this completely. So I gotta get on. Gotta get the computer. We're gonna be fine.
Us dwarves, we hold grudges. I mean, like, I almost died. I had an excuse for cancelling. Do you know what I mean?
You did. You're good. But no, it's just my experience with doing YouTube. If you're doing a thing that has to be regular, like what we do has to be regular. If something happens where you just start missing, it just steamrolls and like all of a sudden you can't fit in your schedule anymore. So it's like that's just part of doing the YouTube stuff.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So we got a couple of comments. So James just finished up my Bretonian army and eyeing up Cathay. They do look absolutely amazing. I do love the balloon as well. It does look like an absolute nightmare to paint, though. Like, even with an airbrush, like, I don't think I do a very good job at that. So the paint style that I have, I don't know if anyone's actually seen any of my painting, but I overcomplicate everything. And I always wanted to paint Games Workshop style, but I physically can't do it. I always end up putting, like, loads of rust and grime and, like, verdigris and stuff on just to get over the fact that I can't paint just flat colors. So I'd do a shit job if it was
Let
me.
me address that 1 second, but I want to, I'm gonna. Okay, first of all, Alan Irving's asking a question. I guess this is a good time to announce. Not only will I be putting out a review for Cathay that'll be available this Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, that's my time, I'm going to do a stream with 4,000 points of Cathay. We're going to do a special Saturday battle report stream, 4,000 points Cathay. I'm going to thank Games Workshop for sending me the stuff to get it ready for the review. And go to you, you're saying about the balloon. Maybe this is one of those perfectly designed models where you don't have to assemble it all together. You can paint it all separately and then put it together. That would be awesome because it was.
I was going to say, is that maybe because you've already done one? Is that the...
Who's to say? But there have been bad kits. There have been good kits. I currently have no complaints. But Asher's talking about my Solar Ox. Let me tell you something. This is well known at this point. A few things for Solar Ox, especially their infantry, some of the worst kits GW's put together in a long time.
I mean, they do look stunning, though. I have heard rumors of there being like 11 bits just on the greaves of the big terracotta giant. Like, just in the feet.
I've heard rumors that somebody got so frustrated assembling the thing that they had to leave their house several times.
I mean, that'd be me. Like, I physically can't build anything. Like, if I have Games Workshop models, I have to pay my mates to build them for me because I'll just lose my absolute mind. I physically can't do it.
It's my least favorite part of the hobby by far. No exaggeration, my least favorite part of the hobby by far. I don't like assembly.
So you're 6, so we're going to have to pump you for leaks, apparently. There'll be no leaky ship here.
I have never leaked a thing.
This is a leak-free zone, apart from when we talk about all of the random rules leaks later. That's fine. So.
True, but those are rumors.
Yeah, exactly. They're rumors. It's fine. Right. So let's have a look through. So Don, best podcast on the net. Thank you very much. I completely disagree with you, but thank you. That's amazing. Anvil of Doom, you all right, mate? How's it going? Yes, so the Kings are back. It has been 3 weeks, but we are back to annoy the internet. So here we go. How is everybody at home? Basically, the Cafe, also everything that Steve's been given, so the 4,000 points that he's got from Games Workshop, that's absolutely amazing. I can see a sense of favoritism here because I didn't get sent a thing.
Well, I like to believe I've been their number one marketing device on YouTube. I gotta believe them. I am definitely the biggest Old Wolrd channel, right?
Number one, baby! Yeah, no, like 100%.
Like, there is like 7 or 8 of our like channels like us, right? Like there might be 10 Old Wolrd channels now.
I think there's loads, like low key. Like if anybody in the chat could let us know, I genuinely think there is actually quite a few YouTube channels. Like I see them popping up all the time. I'll try and interact with the newer ones as much as possible. I mean, I say newer, like I'm really new anyway. Like I've only been going since like the end of last year, really. But I'll try and interact with everyone that's coming up, just because it's really cool to see. Like I think the more people on YouTube, the more content that comes out about it, just the more pumped everyone's going to be. And especially now we got Cath, damn it.
Right? Well, I mean, okay, what? I'm forgetting. When did this game actually drop?
So it was February.
Okay.
2 years ago? Last year?
No,
February last year.
1 year the taps, yeah. So we're pretty much halfway through the cycle if Games Workshop keeps this on their current 3-year cycle, which is insane because I don't think anybody expected a new army in the first cycle, the first 3 years. I mean, kind of Games Workshop said so like a year ago that don't expect Cathay for quite a while, right? I think that's what they said officially. So yeah, now that it's here, like, like I didn't expect it. I'll keep that simple.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's so much better than I thought it was. So Lander says that apparently, Steve, that you totally didn't leak anything to them about Warhammer, about it at Warhammer World on the launch day. So, yeah. So what did you leak, mate?
Lander's full of shit. But he did kill Crom, so he's aces in my books.
That's fair. That's fair. Right. So, Anvil of Doom. So, what have you got there? So, lately, I've heard rumors that we might see some legacy factions are coming back, specifically Skaven and VC. I mean, they haven't really gone anywhere, to be honest. Like, especially in the tournament scene, vampire counts are absolutely dominating. They are so strong. So, I think potentially if we get some rules changes, I think they'll be used a lot more. Like, if there is this rumored FAQ that's coming out, yeah, we might see Saurus Warriors getting a lot better. We might see just Skaven. I mean, if that parry thing is true and that does actually come out, I think we could see Skaven at a lot more events, to be fair.
Are you seeing many, outside of Vampire counts, many legacy armies at your events?
Yes. So there's always legacy stuff, but it's specific ones. So it will be vampire counts, you might see some demons. If you go to like the CSN, so with Rob's, he has a lot of like Skaven players and stuff that go there because there's a lot of people that try and push them. And you got like people like Jack Allen and like Kev that like to play them all the time, and I've had quite good results with them. I've seen a lot of Skaven armies going like 3-2 and 4-1, so they can definitely be pushed to be quite strong, to be perfectly honest. Right, so no. Half, I am not going to be picking up another army unless you mean Slayers. Then yes, I'm currently working on a Slayer army currently. So it's X-Force this year. Next year, Slayers. Let's see if we can win with it. Let's try.
Do you think? I'm going to ask you to speak for the community that you interact with, because I actually don't know the answer to this. Do you think we as a community would rather have Skaven and Lizardmen and all them folded back in, or come back, like leave them legacy? Don't fold them in with an Arcane Journal, an update. Just let them come back as a new model line in the future. What would you rather have?
So I think everyone at the moment would just want the rules back in to be able to play with the models that they have. But I personally think that all of the armies that are legacy are going to get new ranges. That's the only logical reason that they are the legacies, in my opinion.
So let me readdress that question, because I think you kind of nailed it. Because I think everybody's kind of wants an Arcane Journal, and that would be kind of cool. But what would be better for the overall health of the game and the community long term is do they get an Arcane Journal to get folded back in, or do they get a new model line to get folded back in, and we wait longer? I think we're better off waiting longer with a new model line, like a new army, like not a new model line, but like maybe it's not Lizardmen, it's the Lizardmen of the Southlands or whatever. So they're back, but they're different. I think that'd be better for the overall community. Like, you don't bring vampire counts back in, you bring in Vampire Coast instead.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but all of the armies that are legacy are armies that have had new Age of Sigmar armies or a plan to get new Age of Sigmar armies. I know, obviously, that the Warriors of Chaos did as well, but we're leaving them out because they're a main one. But like the new vampires, so they got a whole new look. The new Lizardmen got a whole new range. Ogres are getting a new look. Like, I don't know if they're going to be getting a new range in Sigmar, but all of the new singular ogres that have come out have had a completely different look than the ones that come out in like 2004. So there's potential for that. They're going to get merged with the ranges, or they just want to completely separate them and they're just having a bit more time to work it out. I'm hopeful that we will get some new ranges. Like LC saying, Musion for the Vamps would be absolutely amazing. So I'm hopeful that they're going to make whole new ranges for them to be able to drop them. Like that would be amazing for me. I know it's obviously crap that they're legacies, but hopefully that means that we're going to get some more expanded and fleshed out armies in the future. I think that'd be amazing.
We talked about it a little bit earlier this morning, but living in this world, like my day to day, my Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, everything is Games Workshop, because that's how my business works and the way I work for me wargaming, like they have proven a capability of putting out like a ridiculous amount of models and stuff really really fast. I just think I would personally at this point, we're a year and a half in, I'd rather wait another year and a half, 2 years, and in that time have new armies come out than just arcane journals. That might have been their plan at some point because somebody mentioned Mouche Leon in the chat, and this is pure theory on my part, like because I've heard rumors of this Mouche Leon army coming out. So maybe they were working on an arcane journal for Mouche Leon, and they tell you buy Bretonian models, you buy vampire bits, and you make your army. That could have been their plan at one point for the old world. Then it sold really well. We gotta put out new things, so maybe we scrap that idea. Don't do that anymore, and we work on a proper new undead army for the old world. I personally rather that, but this is also a lot of speculation and kind of wish listing on my part.
It is a full wish listing. But the thing is, like Games Workshop are a massive corporation. They're here to make money. They know that if they bring out new stuff, then they're just going to be able to print money. Yeah, Kislev as well. Like that'll probably be coming in the second edition. Obviously, there's political stuff that needs to get sorted first. But there's so much stuff that they could bring, like Vampire Coast, anything from Total War that they can bring out as well. Yep. And it's just a license to print money. And like they know this. They know that we know that as well. So, yeah, I mean, it'll come out. I'm pretty sure that legacies aren't going to get dropped from the game because I know a lot of people were worrying that they were. I think that they'll all be coming back with a lot bigger ranges, personally.
I 100% agree, yeah.
Yeah. Loomy Snacks. Hello, mate. How's it going, mate? Right, so we've got Greg with... they did have a follow the plan at the end of one of the articles. So I feel lizards could come in the future. But I kind of don't want Southlands. Yeah, I know. Especially if these rumor changes to poison are true, then I think we're going to have to get a lot more Saurus than Skinks, I think.
So, all the rumor changes to poison, it could be true. It could be true. But as a guy who has lived this online life for the past decade, these big chunks of rumors come out regularly. Before something like a new edition or a General's Handbook or a Arcane Journal, not Arcane Journal, what are the 40k ones called?
Codex.
Not the Codex, but like every few months they have like a pack of updates. It updates the game. All the armies get updated.
Oh,
I've gone through.
Yeah,
so
no
many
idea. I can't remember.
So you know what I'm talking about. So every time there's a big chunk of rumors coming out, and every time they're false, guys.
Chapter approved.
Thank you.
Keith, cheers, mate.
and not every time, because now that I said that, this group of rumors that has dropped is now going to be true. Because I just said I don't have any faith in them.
Yeah, I know. So I've been really kind of like, I don't know. I didn't want to, because I don't know if it's true or not. I didn't really want to talk about it too much. Like I didn't do any videos about it or anything, just in case it's not true. Like I didn't want to be part of like the fear mongering. But I mean, it could be. It's got as much chance of being true as not true, I suppose.
Well, there's almost certainly a bit of truth to them. Things get play tested without knowing entirely how things work behind the scenes. Things do get play tested, and those could have been rules that were attempted at one point. Do they make it to the live version of the game? Who knows? But we've seen big chunks of these rumors over the years, numerous times from Games Workshop, just before chapter approved, Arcane Journals, and all that kind of stuff. And more often than not, when that dump comes out, has been proven false. But this could be the one.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff is absolutely wild, though. Like the change to poison is pretty crazy. Parry as well is quite nice. I do like that. I think if Parry come in, I think that would be quite nice. I do have the full list here. If you want to jump into these now, mate. If you want to have a look through.
But so the Parry we've seen in the past, poison we've seen in Warhammer's Armies Project, and we can go when we get to the Trollhammer Torpedo. That's what makes me believe it's not true. But go ahead. You go ahead. Let's go through it.
So I don't want this FAQ to be true because our cannons are shit, right? I know, like every single stream I've had with you, we've moaned about the dwarf cannons, but so like if this Trollhammer true, like if this is true, basically someone's gone to someone in Games Workshop and gone, the Trollhammer's exactly the same stats as the dwarf cannon. This can't be the same, as in saying that the cannon should be better, right? And they've obviously gone, yeah, Let's make the Troll Hammer Torpedo shit.
Buddy, that's exactly the thing that says, oh, this is one of those clusters of this is not true. There might be some truth in this. Some of this might come out, but like, I don't believe this list because of that. It can be two things, Malt.
Right, let's have a look, shall we? Right, so I think some of the good ones for me, I quite like it's all kind of like super wish listy, isn't it? Like the Royal Pegasus point changes and the Pegasus Knights point changes, like the Ogre Blade as well. I don't understand the Ogre Blade point increase. Obviously, it's
that wouldn't make sense to me.
See, I don't think so, because, well, maybe for home games, but competitively, the only army that's going, well, there's a couple of armies that are doing the Ogre Blade and Talisman of Protection, but those are just legacies. So this, to me, just seems like it's hurting the legacy armies.
Okay, so you just open up like 4 more branches. Every FAQ, not every FAQ question, but we had like 3 FAQs. Each one of them has negatively impacted the legacies. So that's what you just said is in support of this being true.
No, that is true. So Lander's gone, to be honest, if the Troll Hammer Torpedo went strength 6 and multiple wounds 2 and the cannon dropped between 10 and 15 points, I think that would be, yeah, I mean, just make the cannon D3 plus 1 damage and I'd be happy. Like strength 8 and less damage, it's just not good. Like just make it D3 plus 1. I'd be happy with that.
I play every army in this game. If I were to write an FAQ, first of all, if I did that, I'd ruin the game, so I should never do that. But if I were to write an FAQ, 100% on the top of my list, one of the first things I write down is Dwarf Cannon D3 plus 1 damage. It's insane.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
I know. It's ridiculous. I'm trying not to swear too much. It's, I feel quite strongly about it. So yeah, LC, the Ogre Blade increase stops Law Familiar and Spectral Doubleganger. Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah. I've only ever seen that be really good once in the entire time. Like the amount of games that I've watched and played, I've only ever seen that do loads once. Yeah, to be fair.
LC, and I'm not attacking you. Just keep that in mind, because that you probably believe that opinion. That to me cannot be true because it's just not seen often. To me, okay, let me upset some people. The Special Doppelganger has been the biggest overhyped thing of the edition by far, in my opinion. It's been like the most powerful thing ever. We don't see this all the time. Like it gets used. It's good. I feel attacked. It gets used.
Why are you attacking him, Steve?
Because he's wrong. No, I'm kidding. But no, good things should exist. It is definitely not overpowered. Now you can inundate me with emails about the one time it lost you a game or won you a game and it is overpowered. But like statistically speaking, it's good. It's not amazing.
Plus, if the rumor changes, the casting values come as well. It's going to be an absolute nightmare.
That's another one that makes me believe that's not true, because and this is weird speculation or more like my brain trying to enter like areas it doesn't understand. But if we're gonna, the casting changes I'm not against, but it kind of feels like, oh, that might be the next edition, not an errata for this edition. That makes sense?
So a kind of an interesting one. So if they don't change bound spells, because there's nothing in this about bound spells, but then they are reducing all of like the wizard's casting ability. So does that suddenly mean that the Anvil of Doom is the best caster in the game?
Well, that's it. So that's that. Again, you're kind of nailing it, right? It's like there's a bunch of other implications when you put these things into effect. There's a dominoes that start falling. If the rumored magic changes are true, but there's no more to it, and that's all there is to it is those changes, it's going to destroy the magic system. So, to me, this reads as something that was played around with, tried and tested. Months ago, we saw a shift in who's working on this game when the last FAQ came out. So I think my suspicion is it was something that was worked on in the past, thought about being brought into the game. Games Workshop changed their scope of the edition, changed how they want to handle the rest of it, and that's no longer part of the future of the game currently. Those are things that may be brought into the second edition of the game. I just don't believe we're going to see any kind of magic change in this edition. I'm happy to be wrong, but
I hope you're wrong. So
Yeah.
all of the magic gets loads harder to cast. Dwarves have got all the magic res coming out for days. The Anvil's going to be the best caster in the game,
Yeah.
and then
By
suddenly all of my troops are on a +1 save. Tower supremacy.
Anvil Doom will do a lot better too. To be fair, with the magic changes.
Yeah, people just won't be able to stop everything all the time ever.
Oh, Pillar of Fire. So the change of Pillar of Fire. I know it's on that list. This I would. Dwarf Cannon D3 +1 damage. Number 2, or even above that, Pillar of Fire random move. Like
Yeah,
the fact
so
that
good.
it's not random move yet is baffling to me.
Yeah, we can get behind that. We can get behind that for sure. Right, so we got Greg. Bound spells already aren't affected by a bunch of wizards attempting to cast abilities, so I don't see bound spells being better than level 4s. I mean, if they don't say anything about the bound spells, then technically it would be better. I don't know. This could be another reason why this potentially isn't real, but I don't know. I mean, if some of it's real, then potentially this might be a playtest document that some of it is. I don't know, to be fair. I do quite like the impact hits before challenges, though. That's really good.
Yep.
That'll mean that we'll actually see a load of chariot armies if this does come to pass.
I already rode them like crazy. I love chariots.
So was it, what event was it? It was the Forgotten North, like a really big tournament up north in England. And I played against a Beastman player and his entire army was on chariots. It was sick. It was like, I hadn't seen that in this edition before. It was so cool. I mean, I've seen a couple of like the Tokyo Drift Tomb King's armies that look really cool as well. So if people can start running those a bit more competitively, like we love to see it, right?
I've played against a Beastman army that was mostly chariots. There was one Bestigor unit in there, but like it crushed me. But it was early on. It was a lot of fun. I love chariots. It's my favorite unit type.
They're really cool. One of the weirder rules that I think in this is, why do trolls getting motley crew like that? That's kind of a weird one for me. Like,
but okay, so the metal river trolls that they re-released have multiple types of weapons in their hands. And then when you buy common trolls, you have one with like a hand weapon, one with like a two-handed weapon, two-handed bone. I think that's
no,
it.
Steve. They haven't looked at the models. They're not trying to make you play WYSIWYG. That's
No. Motley Crew is a rule I would remove from the game completely. I can't stand it. I know, like, I play a lot of Black Orcs. I know they're better with Motley Crew. I just refuse to do it. My whole squad has the same weapon. I hate Motley Crew.
Yeah, so the Minotaur bus army that you can do from Beastmen has some really nice kind of like shenanigans that you can do with Motley Crew. So once you get down to a certain amount of casualties, you can get like a 2-up save on the unit. And there's just all kind of like crazy stuff that you can do. Like Motley Crew's just crazy.
It just, for me, like I've had people claim that they're going to attack the guy with the great weapon. I'm like, well, you can't do that. And it just opened up too many like discussions and bad feels. Like, oh, you're supposed to kill this model. Oh no, this was supposed to die. No, you can't have that many attacks. Like, you know what? I'm just going to keep them all. Simplify the game. I don't think more complication is always a better answer for games.
Yeah, I mean, one of my issues with Motley Crue is when you're playing into someone that's got it, they always seem to have the right amount of great weapon attacks at all times, even though you've killed a load. Now, don't get me wrong, I would probably be exactly the same if I was running my Slayers with Motley Crue, with all of the great weapons on the front, because it's a nightmare to keep, like... Like, what do you do? Would you keep like little tokens next to it or something?
No, the only way to do it is, to do Motley Crue correctly, the only way to do it correctly, in my opinion, is you have to be WYSIWYG. If you're not doing WYSIWYG, you can't just do Motley Crue. And then 2, you have to pull your casualties from the front. If you do that, you can do it accurately. But even if you attempt to do it accurately, if you're not pulling your models from the front, you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a nightmare to keep hold of. So, Frecky, would Steve play Impetuous rules if the rumor is true? Now, the Impetuous, this is crazy.
Okay, so I think Impetuous is... I don't like it in its current state. I very much dislike it, actually. But if you change it to leadership-based, I'm still going to hate it.
Why did you hate it? So, for everybody at home, I don't know if you've seen, but the Knight Errantry army is going to go wild. And one of the best things about the Errantry lists is hardly anybody plays them. So if you want to get really high up and be the best player in a faction on the Old World rankings for around the world, go out, play some Errantry Crusades, smash some people, and suddenly you'll be the best rank with that army in the world.
It's got to get one win.
Yeah.
Oh, I think negative rules should exist. They add a lot of flavor to units and armies, stuff like that. I just impetuous is one of those rules where you could utterly lose an entire game because of one failed impetuous check, and it's not to me. It's not satisfying. It's just I like the. You don't always have to play ultra competitively, but I like playing where both players are trying to win. Like, I'm going to try this maneuver, you're going to counter with this maneuver, and I'm going to go over here. I'm like, okay, we're going to set something up. If this works, I'm going to win. Oh no, these idiots ran over here. Like, okay. The whole game is scuffed. Now, some people love that. If you love that, awesome. For me, that is the exact opposite of why I like the game, but if that's the one thing I complain about, then it's a pretty damn good game.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, in 6th edition, I used to run a full Khorne army, so I didn't even play the game. My opponents played the game for me, and I just run after them the entire time. So it can be
fun. Well, frenzy, you got a extra attack. Well, in 6th, did you get double attacks, or was that 5th? That was 5th. Never mind. So you got a bit of a bonus with the frenzy, but you're always forced. The weird thing about impetuous is, okay, so frenzy is typically on things that you want in combat. Impetuous ends up on my Goblin Wolf Riders. It ends up on my Pistoliers. Things that, if they fail their impetuous check, they are only giving a massive buff to your opponent. Like a free reform and stuff. It's also that too, right? Because of fallback in order and free reform and stuff like that, it compounds the problem with impetuous. Again, this is one of those things where it's not the first thing that's the problem. Impetuous is not the problem. Failing the impetuous test, knocking over the first domino is the problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like Blood of Caledor now, if this is true.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss, 100% really good.
Oh, you so leadership 10?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. Nis, impetuous should be leadership based. Yes, I 100% agree. So that would be a really good change if that come in. LC, the current impetuous is so bad. Yes, it is. It is absolutely terrible. So we got Asher. Steve, when he rolls an 11 for an impetuous test, yeah, like it's going to happen.
Okay, can I tell you something? To be absolutely fair, though, if I failed impetuous test on leadership 11, that's like, oh, that should have happened. That's kind of cool, though it is, so whatever. But when it's 50-50, it's like, oh, half the time these are just going to ruin your plan. Or just, yeah.
I mean, at that point, that's your fault for rolling so well. You should have microwaved those dice, mate.
Yeah. I'm going to roll my impetuous die now. I do have a die with only a 5 on. I'll bring it in for my next impetuous game. Like, the Mentor Blood Herd could have been awesome. If they got frenzy instead of impetuous.
I used to have a dice that just randomly had like an extra pip on the 6, so you could actually roll. Can you remember in 6th edition when there was Skaven had a rule that if you rolled a 13 on 2 dice, you just won the game?
You get modifier dice.
I love stuff like that. Like, they need to bring stuff back like that, I think.
I bet you we go to the rule book, it does say D6 is just a 6-sided dice. It doesn't say what numbers are on it.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Yeah, so Frecky, Impetuous Goblin Wolf Riders with short bows is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is, but hopefully with the changes, that might get a little bit better. We'll have to kind of wait and see, really. So what's your next one that you is a bit of a hot take, Steve? What do you reckon?
What's the next one? I don't have it in front of me. What's the next one in the line?
Oh, there's literally like a million. I've just been like jumping around because the ones that I like, to be fair. So while we're on Impetuous, Chaos Dragons getting Impetuous, I just don't think makes a difference. They're leadership 9. Like, I don't like, or 10. I don't think it makes a difference.
It will. Once per game, you're going to fail that Impetuous check, but you probably already declared the charge anyway, so you're probably right.
Yeah, I just don't think it. Although saying that, I think if I was playing it, I would fail every turn. But if my opponent wouldn't fail one, I feel that that's
fair. No, but what? Okay. To be absolutely fair about it, what it would do is I'm playing against somebody with a Chaos Dragon, and they're trying to set something up. I'm gonna run some Goblin Wolf Riders up into his charge range and be like, I hope he fails his Impetuous check. He probably won't, but if he does, so you know what? Ultimately, it will be impactful because it's going to change the way both players play, knowing that dragon could fail Impetuous. So yes, you know what? It's not going to matter on the high elf dragon with Blood of Caledor, but it actually is going to matter because people are going to make different decisions because it's on the table. So yes, they will matter, but
just a little bit, just a little bit.
You tell me that you won't turn your dragon in a certain way. No, it's going to matter.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. Mango Fat Lad, Pistoliers will still be rubbish.
Yep.
In a world where we have Outriders, yes, Yes, they will be, unfortunately.
Forget the Outriders. Outriders are good too. I love Outriders, but like now that we have Road Wardens, which literally do the job of a Pistolier for like 1 point more, but they're better at it in every way. They're probably better at it than Road Wardens. The fact, Outriders, but the fact that Road Wardens came into the game, you can do whatever you want. The Pistoliers, though, they don't matter.
Which is kind of weird. Like, obviously, because Pistoliers have models and then Road Wardens don't, but then they're better. And
Well,
they're the same
I
thing.
firmly believe so many Games Workshop said, "Oh yeah, we messed up with the Pistoliers. Quickly give them a new unit because they screwed them up."
I would not be surprised with that at all, actually. Right, so let's have a look at the next one. So the parry save. So infantry and heavy infantry get a +1 armor save in melee for using hand weapon shield to a max of 3. Now, this is a little bit of a double-edged sword because Ironbreakers can't get to a 2-up. Anything that's already got a 3-up can't get to a 2-up, which is not great, I think. But then it can make some like pretty tasty Death Stars, I think, actually. Like Chaos Warriors.
I'm actually against this rule. I don't want this to come into the game. I know some people are going to disagree. I actually like that this edition reduced armor save across the board for everybody. I like that the armor save cap just changed just slightly this edition. Like cavalry's 3-up armor, the heavy cavalry's 3-up armor. I like that. I think it has been an overall positive change. Now, granted, infantry is not great, but they're not bad. They're not bad. I use them all the time. I play against them all the time. I don't want them to have more armor save. I'd rather give them more punch than armor save. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, Greg, I think the idea for parry save means that they get capped at a 3, but if you have a special rule that can change it to a 2-up, then yeah. I completely agree with you because I think that special rules always override the main rules anyway. But we don't know if it's true. We don't know if the wording's going to be like that. We don't know if it's 100% going to say capped. We're just going to have to wait and see if that's true, unfortunately. It would be quite nice if you could get them to the 2-up anyway. Because if that suddenly takes that away from them, that would be really bad, weirdly.
I think, I don't know, what was your email about, Linda? I think, hi, Linda. What was I saying? I think if there's an infantry squad with 2-up armor save, it's going to be a net negative for the game.
I mean, you can do that anyway right now. So the Ironbreakers, you can get to a 2-up rerollable save now anyway.
True. The thing about that is it's very hard to put that into a cohesive list.
Yeah, I mean, no one's taking them.
You still got to spend 500 points on core. You still got to spend 500 points on characters. Then you have that Ironbreaker. You got nothing left, so you just ignore that unit. But if we can easily put 2-up armor save infantry units into the game with 20, 30 wounds with 2-up armor save, that's going to be I think it's going to be a net negative for the game.
But yeah, probably. I suppose because I was like,
anyway.
Yeah, no, it probably is. So I was trying to make just some lists to try and work out with like the new leaks, and I was like, double anvil, and then I'm going to have 2 20-man units of Longbeards, and then both of them are going to be on a 2-up save rerollable. And I was like, that's kind of cancer for the game, actually. Yeah, it's probably not that good. So Alan Irving, playing Wood Elves with a 3-up save. Yes, you would be able to do that if this is true. Yeah, parry's just going to be a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. We don't know if this is true. It does feel quite wish listy to me, Steve, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's like, don't get me wrong. If Games Workshop was playtesting these things, that is good for us. If that makes into all those changes or whatever they were working on makes into this edition, that would probably be good. If it's for next edition, it's the same. Like, I think I just feel like we're closer to the next edition than most people realize. Like, we're already halfway through this edition, right? So it's not if it comes out this summer, okay. But if it doesn't come out this summer, are they going to put it out at the end? Okay, what I think we're going to actually okay.
He's moving in, everyone.
If Games Workshop kind of follows the way they've been working with their system for the past 5, 6, 7 years, the likely way we're going to see these changes won't be this summer. It could, but just before this edition ends, there'll be a campaign book that comes out that gives us a bunch of tweaks that they're going to play around with. That's going to be for the next edition. But they could change their whole method. My bet is we don't see it until end of the edition, or if this edition at all.
I'm going to go the other way. I think it's going to go absolutely wild. I reckon Cafe's going to drop. They're going to completely change the game. It's going to be a whole new game, and we're going to just lose our shit. That's what I reckon is going to happen.
I don't think it's a safe bet.
Don't live life to be safe, Steve.
Fair. You'll win bigger than me. That's fair.
That's right. I mean, one of us will be right, so that's the best thing, right?
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, there was one. There was something. Did Halberds get like +1 AP when they charge or something like that? Whatever
Definitely
the Halberd one. Yeah, whenever there was a Halberd one, I was like, I support that because it's a boring weapon right now.
Right, let's have a look. Where's that one? Right, talk amongst yourself, Steve. I've got to find it.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. It's really true. Playing rules with a 3-up save. How do you get a 3-up save with Alan?
So Halberds are AP +2 on the charge, apparently.
Yeah, see, I can get behind that. Make them the more offensive of the two. Wait, I still rather a ray weapon.
I think I'd prefer that getting charged. Would that make more sense? Although we're thinking reality and wargaming, which is probably
okay. Well, yeah, let's go down. Let's go down that route. Let's go that route.
Back.
Aren't we rumored at seeing the Border Princes? They could bring us back the old metal pikemen, and those pikes will just be spears that get +1 strength when they get charged, right? So the Halberds have to have a different rule.
Oh, those pikes were absolutely busted in previous editions, not 8th, but they were. Yeah, they were absolutely busted. Sully, +2 strength on the Halberds, making demigryphs even better. Oh, that's going to be so good on demigryphs. That'd be very good. I mean, hopefully not. I mean,
no, you'd still rather have your shield.
Well, you'll be on a 3-up save. Yeah.
Because your bird's going to do all the work anyway. You want to keep that bird alive.
It's just you're just bursting dreams now, Steve. That's like
shattering
dreams.
Okay, as lame as this is, because I love the game and the setting. We're just talking about numbers here. This is just math.
Lame.
Yeah,
Weak.
I know. Because you lose that one wound and you lost the whole bird. You lost 4 attacks instead of having 3 riders have put. You know what? I made my point.
I'll tell you what, while we're talking about losing wounds, the close order bonus to unit strength 10 only, that's crazy.
That makes sense to me. That wouldn't upset me. I don't think it's true. I'll put that out there for the 15th time. If that did happen, I wouldn't bother me.
So I've been frantically trying to make lists with this just in case it is true, and then obviously I can make some beautiful content, put out on the channel, and tell people what dwarf armies to use. Basically, that was the kind of the plan. And it's the unit strength 10 thing. It's a weird one because all of these changes, if you read into them in depth, you almost want to go like not MSU, a little bit bigger, so units of like 12 to 18, and then kind of spam that. It's going to be if this is true, the game's going to massively change. It's going to be. I personally think there's going to be a lot more monsters. I think we'll see a lot more toughness 6 because all of the natural predators for T6 are going. The mass poison volleys, magic's getting toned down. Apparently, allegedly. So we're going to see loads more monsters that's going to be able to rip through infantry. Apart from if you have a lot more different units, then you can try and gank them. Basically, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're right. Everything you said is right. Like all these changes seem like a lot of tiny things, but they're massive shifts in the way the game's going to play. You're going to start seeing no more 5-man squads of like heavy cavalry. They're going to be 6 or 7. Chariots aren't going to give the +1 combat res anymore. Every dragon won't get the +1 combat. Everything about this is a nerf to. Well, no, this is a combat res nerf to the dragons, but everything else is a bonus to the dragons. And the fact that there's no changes to challenging whatsoever in these rumors, another thing that like I kind of feel is not talked about enough as the biggest impact on the way this game is played, the challenging system. It just I don't know. It just seems like there are more important things to tackle than were in this list.
I don't know what you could change about the challenge mechanic because the problem is everybody thinks completely differently about it. You speak to different people about
Yep.
challenges, they think it's too powerful or you shouldn't be able to challenge dragons. But then for the armies that don't have dragons, you're like, well, that's the only way I've got to kill them. So I don't know what they could do. I think Games Workshop are in a pretty kind of sticky situation with challenges, because I think whatever they do with it, it'd be wrong.
So there is, in my opinion, a very easy, obvious solution. We're now in the 10th edition of the rules of this game. This challenge system has been a holdover from, it's been part of the game, it's been part of the game, it's part of the game. It no longer works. It's time to remove it.
Well, I mean, what would you put in place instead of that?
Why is it needed?
To kill dragons, baby.
How does it kill? How do dragons? How does it? Why does it make sense that one guy can go, I'm going to fight the dragon's going to ignore everybody else? And it doesn't make it takes you out of if you think about it logically, it takes you out of the game completely. It makes no sense. It's just to me, it's a holdover old mechanic. It's a mechanic used to manipulate the game, not play the game.
Why are you trying to make sense of it, Steve?
LC,
it's called honor, Steve.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't make any sense that a prince riding a mystical dragon into combat, and then Joe Schmo that got promoted yesterday goes, I'm gonna fight you. He even hears them, and then they're gonna go ahead and fight, and then the dragon's gonna pounce on his body for like 5 minutes afterwards, and then we saw this one guy get mutilated by a dragon and this prince, and then the guy that tops to go, I fucked him up, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! I'm out of here.
That is exactly what happens every time.
It's so dumb. It's dumb. There's no honor in it. There's no sense in it. It's just look at. I can tell what type of player you are, whether you support or against the challenge mechanics.
Oh, getting called out by a high elf player. Nice. Where's your honor, Steve? Get knife here.
You shoot your cannons at it. Okay,
well,
other people shoot your cannons at it.
Bringing up my little cannons again.
I'm sorry. Low blow. No, okay, but like I objectively do think the challenge mechanics don't work for the game. Maybe we see something cool for the challenge mechanics in the Cath book.
No leak, Steve.
I said maybe we'll see something cool.
Heard it here first, everybody. Major leaks by the mountain.
I think the internet's got a lot of industry rumors and leaks.
David, the close order 10 rule is... I can't even read that. Where's my glasses? If the poison rule is true, it would be really cool from the middling monsters. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, we're going to see stuff like chimeras coming back, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I really want to see manticores as well. Like, I think it'd be quite nice to get some chaos armies that just aren't dragon and then MSU little stuff everywhere. I think it'd be quite nice to get like a load of manticores and chimeras and stuff kicking around. So yeah, excited for that. Excited.
What's your thoughts on the poison changes? The rumored poison changes?
I think it's good. Actually, no. I think I would have addressed the issue, because I think poison in itself is fine. So like wood elves with poison, absolutely fine. Skinks with poison, absolutely fine. It's part of their rules. It's always been part of their rules. It's like a key mechanic that wood elves have used forever, and also skinks. And the problem is, in this edition, the abuse of it on the big blocks with the Gobbo Star, with the Mortuary Cult lists, with the Royal Host lists, those are the main offenders that have just ruined everyone against poison. If you're getting like 6 units of 12 shooting at you with poison from a Wood Elf army, you don't really care. If you've got 180 poison shots coming at you a turn from a single unit, then suddenly it's just abusing a rule that shouldn't have been abused. Obviously, I'm a sweaty tournament player, so like it's fine. Like, I don't mind abusing rules and stuff, but it should have addressed the issue.
Yeah, the poison rules is why I think this whole list is bogus. Because it means only one of, to me, it means, if this is true, it means one of two things. But basically, Games Workshop learned years ago with 40K that when they whack-a-mole a thing like that, it causes ripple effects that ended up being negative more often than not. Instead of addressing the thing, like the spider banner for the Night Goblins, for example, you errata that to does not work on range attacks. stuff like that to fix those problems. But when you whack-a-mole this game system because of that item, we've seen in the past that that has been a net negative ripple effect. Now, if so, that's why I think it's fake. It's like, oh, Games Workshop has already learned from this mistake, or they put somebody in charge who doesn't know that those mistakes were made, and that's a bad sign. So I just don't think that's a mistake they're going to make again.
No, the new change to the alleged change to poison is just it's really weird. Like roll a 6 and you get a +1 to wound.
Yeah. Oh no. I think the way I interpreted it was if you have poison attacks, when you go to wound, you're +1. 6 no longer matters.
Oh, okay.
So you're wounding dragon. You're wounding toughness 6 on 5s instead of 6.
Oh, I read that completely differently when I read that. I thought it was if you roll a 6. Although they're saying that, I mean, this is completely conjecture. We've got no idea what the actual wording would be if it was true.
There was an edition you didn't play called the Warhammer Armies Project. It was a fan-made edition. It used that version of poison. That what I read in the rumors is a copy and paste of that edition's poison.
Oh, that makes sense. Which also might be another reason why you think this isn't true as well, if it's just copy and pasted from that.
But to be fair, there are several things in the Old World that I believe GW stole from the Armies Project. Not stole, that's a harsh word, but you know what I mean. Took inspiration from. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but the fact that it's like, it doesn't seem like,
Didn't they, obviously when they cease and desisted him, didn't they get him to help with the Old World? I thought that was...
I don't have any first-hand information on this. That's not my understanding. My understanding was it was the cease and desist of the artwork inside of his books, because I think they got released right away with all the artwork pulled back out. I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't a big negative thing that happened over there from what I saw, but I don't know the whole story, I guess.
Yeah, so Frecky, aren't most poison units only strength 3 anyway?
Most.
Yes. Yeah. So obviously you're going to be then wounding stuff on 4s and 5s. So potentially could be okay, maybe. I don't know if you could get like reroll ones to wound in that. It'd be a different way to play. Definitely be a different way to play. So Elsie, yep, he used a lot of the old art. They were fine with the project, with the rules. Yeah. Okay, cool. I didn't... Matthias. Yeah, sorry. I forgot his name, unfortunately.
Amazing work for the game, for the hobby.
Oh, for sure. Didn't they... I don't know if you know LC, but didn't Matthias also help out a little bit with Old World? Or is that just a completely unsubstantiated rumor?
Well, even if it wasn't official, you can say that he definitely helped out, because some rules are direct inspiration from that edition.
Yeah.
He definitely had to say, whether he got paid or not.
Yeah, well, it's Games Workshop, so probably just didn't get paid. Is there any other of the rule leaks or unsubstantiated rumors that you would like to talk through, Steve?
Oh, actually, I just want to ask you, do you want to see a change, whether this list is accurate or it's a different list? Do you want that in this edition?
I want the game to be as popular as it possibly can be. With Cath coming out, there's going to be a lot of new players coming. There's going to be loads of people coming over from Sigmar. There's going to be people coming from 40k. And there are some bits of this game. Like, I love Old World. I absolutely love it. I dedicate all of my free time to Old World, whether that be the YouTube channel or playing internationally for my country. And going to a lot of international events now. So all of my free time is Old World, because I love it. But there are some terrible stuff in the rules that do need changing, which it can create a barrier for new people coming into the game. I think when we love it, we do kind of gloss over these things a little bit. But the new players, they kind of focus on those negatives. So I think if they do address these and make it a more pleasant game for people that haven't played fantasy before, then I think that's only a win-win, in my opinion.
So I love your... The what you're trying to say is you're right. I like that sentiment. The problem is, even if you change a bunch of things and fix a bunch of things, there's a new bunch of problems on the bottom. There will always be a bunch of things and there's always going to be a thing that somebody doesn't like about the game system. I think the correct way forward, like I don't know what I'm talking about, is put out armies like I know, right? Like put out armies like Cathay, move forward in that regard. I lived in 40K's constant update and faction changes and tweaks, and it for me ultimately ended my enjoyment of the game system. I rather just roll forward as is. Things are gonna be bad, things are gonna be good. If you take the top tier thing that's overpowered and nerf it, there's a new top. There's always gonna be a top. There's always gonna be a bottom. You can't make a perfect game. Love it for its faults and just keep going forward with it. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah, for sure. Although to be fair, if this poison change is real, there could be a reason for that, because obviously everyone's going to go out and they're going to buy the new Cathay Dragon, right? So right. Suddenly all of these people are going to be coming to tournaments with Cathay, or they're going to be playing their mates, and they can't just get their dragon one banged by a unit of goblins. So that might be be a real.
Are you assuming that Cathay Dragon is not immune to poison?
You've heard it here first, everyone. Immune to poison. Mountain Miniatures. The leakiest ship of all time.
I wish I knew.
He definitely knows.
Peggy point chases, why not make Cygor cheaper? Sure, but I mean, Pegasus. Okay, so Pegasus Knights, if they change their points, they're going to go up like 5 points. To me, that's not even close to enough. It's not going to make a difference. It's just not going to make a difference. The Cygor, if you make the Cygor 100 points cheaper, you're going to feel less bad about bringing it. I still love the Cygor, but it doesn't fit well in the army playstyle anyway. I just don't know if... I'm in a weird boat that thinking a cheaper Cygor or a more expensive Peg Knights are going to make an impact in the overall game.
I think you could drop a Cygor by 50 points and people still wouldn't take it, to be honest.
I like the Cygor. Like I do use it from time to time. It just doesn't fit with the rest of the army's plan.
I know. Keith, I didn't realise the mountain had a waterfall in it. Oh, that's amazing. So we've got Hasselflavor. I did see that it clarified in the Cathay Battalion it's not a limited run, so no FOMO. Yeah, so we did say that earlier on. I think that, they definitely got fired, whoever put that as a FOMO. Heads have rolled. 100%. No, it's so good that it's not a FOMO. I can imagine it is going to sell out straight away, though. So I do think if you want it, you're going to have to get there at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I don't know what time it releases with you over there, but for us, it'd be like 10 o'clock in the morning on the Saturday. Get on there, get in there before all of the scalpers. Yes. 100%. Hopefully the scalpers don't get them all and chuck them all on eBay as well. Because I bet they're all
be a real problem.
I don't think it will now. I think if it was FOMO, it would have been a real issue. Like we'd be seeing boxes for like 1,000 bloody. Well, you got Monopoly money, so it's probably like 1,000 with you anyway, right?
I don't know. I would pay for GW model for it.
So, I'm a famous YouTuber. I get free models. Please, GW, can I have some more?
That's not true. My biggest expense. No, it's not even. Never mind. Never mind. You know what? Moving on.
Yeah. So, Greg, I do expect it's going to sell out straight away as well. I'm glad that you missed me just taking the piss out of Steve for an hour a week. So that's always good. I don't. Did you see earlier? I'm just breaking a pen apparently. Did you see earlier that they leaked? I'm going to say leak again. Yeah. The prices for the stuff. So the battalion box it's looking like it's going to be 110 English pounds, which is exactly the same price as the other battalion boxes. So Cathay, with all brand new sculpts, is going to be the same price as the Empire battalion, which makes me think.
Didn't expect that.
No, not at all. Which makes me either think that all other Games Workshop models are overpriced to shit, or they're doing us a massive favour. Either way, brilliant.
So we had a discussion. I'm not going to be that guy, but I'm going to ask you to be that guy. We had a discussion where I had a theory that the price was going to be more in line with like an Age of Sigmar box set. What was my point? Does anybody remember what point I was making? Why I thought that would be the case? I legitimately don't remember. But I'm wrong. I was wrong. The price is in line with the rest of the Old World stuff, which is insane. Oh, 190 Sky Lantern though, Canadian. That's up there with That's modern day pricing.
It's pretty big though. Black Silver Studios, Cafe, let's go. Absolutely love the channel, guys. You guys are doing an absolutely amazing job at the moment.
That's
So
my buddy Josh.
Anybody here, go watch them. Awesome battle reports. Smashing it, guys. Smashing it.
He's nailing it. He's doing a fantastic job.
So good. So good. I've told you before, Steve, but I started doing, I filmed a battle report and it was the worst thing you have ever seen. So the fact that they just... the fact that like the fact that they've smashed it from the get-go is absolutely brilliant.
Honestly, it was a little annoying how well he did in this first one. It's like audio was good, camera work was good, he was articulate, like he explained everything. I'm like, shit, he's gonna take me out of the job.
It's coming for you, man. Yeah, mine was terrible. Like it was just like me zooming in on the
ignore this idiot. No, we love Josh.
I know, but he's making everyone look bad. Mine was like videos of just me zooming on the table and like me picking my nose, and it was just like, it wasn't good.
my first ever battle report, the camera was on my shoes more than the table. So
nice. That's quite an achievement right there.
So I know the entire price list is out. It's $155 for the Sentinel. Again, that's modern pricing. So the battalion, I guess there's nothing else to check, right? Because they're not selling the infantry separately yet.
No, and the dragon price hasn't been leaked yet either. I can imagine that'll probably be expensive as well. The lantern, obviously, I know that you don't know. How big is it?
It's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Amazing. I mean, if you're watching this on
but I will be doing a stream on Saturday. Thank you, Games Workshop, for allowing me to do that.
I mean, obviously that size will depend on what device you're watching this on. If you're watching it on a phone, I can imagine it's bigger than that. I think.
Well, if you look at pictures online, you can easily surmise that it's significantly taller than like a 40K Knight, which is currently our biggest model. Is that right? In Games Workshop?
Isn't Archeon? Is he not? He's pretty chunky, right?
Sure, Archeon's got a lot of plastic to him. He's very chunky, but sheer height-wise, this thing's also on a flying stand, right? So that flying stand exists. You can look at the photographs and extrapolate. The flying stand's about this big. It stands about this tall off the flying stand, so this thing is just by the photographs, you can tell this thing's enormous.
Yeah, 100%. So, Greg, I feel that single model prices are the more outrageous ones, and the infantry blocks are more reasonably priced, for sure. The other thing is, everybody and their nan is going to go out and buy a Cath box, whereas the single pieces, you're probably only going to I can't even speak. They're probably only going to buy one, so I can 100% see why the pricing disparity, right?
Well, okay, so this is just classic drug dealing 101, right? You get them hooked with that dirt cheap battalion, which is everything you need to start, and then you start giving them the good stuff. Having them buy Sky Lanterns and Sentinels.
Yeah.
Crack.
You gotta get your crack, man. It's how GW gets everyone. This is it. It's like in the 90s, they were like, have this really cheap Space Marine or these little goblins. They'll only cost you £10 or £8 for 3 metal models. It'll be amazing. This will be the best lifelong experience that you'll ever have. It'll be cheap forever. And look at us now.
When I was a kid, you could go to a video rental store, buy a blister pack off the shelf for like $7 to $14, depending on what you're getting, and you get one or three models of cavalry or whatever, and you slowly build a unit over time. Those days are long gone. You got to spend hundreds of dollars and get into it. Because nowadays, when I see people that are who dabble in the hobby, like when I was a kid, you had a handful of models, like 7 infantrymen and 8 demon prince and 2 knights. Whereas now, if somebody dabbles, they have a playable force, like 750 points minimum these days.
I mean, you definitely see that with all the 40k players. So I help run a Warhammer club. We've been running that since like 2015, I think, in our local town. And you'll get the new 40k guys that will just turn up and they'll be like, I've never played a game before. Here is my 3,000 point fully painted, really nice army. Yeah. And you're like, Matt!
Well, so I know competitively speaking, this isn't true, but every battalion is a fantastic starter set into your faction. I don't think you maybe the high elf one you don't want competitively. Maybe there's like if you play like competitive stuff, you don't need that kind of stuff. You gotta hyper customize into your competitive list. But like getting into an army, there's no battalion that you go like there's nothing like I want to use all this. This is the core of my army. This is what I envision as the army. I think every battalion was kind of perfect.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Julian B, I'm a bit behind, but Vampire Coast is not the same as Vampire Counts. I really hope Skaven and Counts come back. I think they will. I genuinely think they will. I'm not sure what Games Workshop are waiting for, but they definitely will. They're a license to print money. Games Workshop is all about making profits. They're not just going to can stuff.
Okay. Just objectively speaking, forget that we like to talk and have like our wild like wish listy talking thingy, but can we bring it right down to earth? Like this, get heads out of the clouds. Vampire counts, not undead in some form. Vampire counts will 100%. I'll bet my life on this. Be back in the game at some point. They're in the lore. They're right there in the Empire. They're dormant. They're gonna get reintroduced back in for sure. They are a very big part of the setting, and undead are like a big seller for Games Workshop. Like undead are coming to this game. New undead models are coming to this game. I'll bet everything on it.
Yeah, I suppose if you look at the lore right now as well, all of the von Carsteins are dead. So if we get a second edition Old World or a third edition Old World, they could perhaps be the next protagonist. Because at this point in the lore, in about 50 years' time, the Blood Keep. So hopefully, the Baron will be coming out. Black Sigil Studios, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No, there are 3 very easy pathways to bring undead, like a new undead faction, Vampire Counts being one of them, into the game very easily right now. Let alone like what the writers can come up with. So.
Might go fat lad. I'm still waiting for Famir. You're gonna wait a long time there, mate.
They're going to get moved over. They'll be part of the new Lizardmen.
So, Greg, my tinfoil hat is the Vampire Council Legacy PDF disappeared for a bit from the Warcom site, and that's why I think they'll be coming soon. I think they'll be coming. I mean, I am one of those really annoyingly positive people. I genuinely think that it's all going to be all right in the end. Like, I'm not a doom and gloomer at all. I 100% think that they'll all be coming back. And I know, obviously, like we've got the Renegades and stuff, but I genuinely think in the future we won't need them. I think they'll come back, and I think it'll be good, and it'll be glorious, and it'll be a great day for everyone that likes a legacy army, I think.
So you say they'll come back, but they're not really gone?
No, they're not. I mean, everyone's treating them like they're gone.
Okay, it's starting to feel that way. It's been feeling that way for the past 3 months. I feel like there was they're part of the game. We don't care that gamers doesn't support them. But you're right. The last few months, it has felt like.
It's for me, I think it's because there's a divide coming between the events and people that will play the Renegades and won't play the Renegades. Unfortunately, So unfortunately, the UKTC that me and Tom Carlio I do streams with are taken over. We're not allowed to run the Renegades. So that caused not arguments online, but a little bit of discourse on some people like them, some people don't like them. And yeah, it almost feels like it's potentially a little bit of a divide coming with that. Which I completely understand. Like everybody wants to play with their toys. Lizardmen players want to play with them as best they can. Vampire Counts do as well. Like especially with Chorfs as well. And Skaven, like you want to play an army where you feel like you can actually compete and you could potentially win an event. I 100% agree with that, and I agree with that sentiment. And I really hope that Games Workshop will soon release the rules properly and release new miniature ranges. Like Skaven's good to go. Like they just got Age of Sigmar models. They're good to go. Get some new rules in, smash it.
Well, all of the new Sigmar models were. I guess all of the new Sigmar models have been like copy and paste old models anyway.
Yeah, Black Sigil Studios, I completely agree, mate. They're going to be some of the main protagonists going forward. That's the way that I see it, anyway.
Do you do many Games Workshop events?
None at all, because I don't have a Games Workshop army. Well, I do. I've got 2 Games Workshop Dwarf armies, but one was from when I was a kid, and I'm never going to play with that again because I'll chip all the metal, and that's never ever going to happen. And I've recently just painted up a 6th edition Yeet list, so similar to the one that you played against Val with. So I'm not opposed to going to a Games Workshop event. I would probably go to one, but I don't like the fact that there's not legacy armies there. I like to be able to play against everything.
So, man, sorry, I'm so fascinated by this. Why do you? Is there a definitive answer or reason why there's some events aren't allowing legacy? Is it like we just don't like it, or is it like we think this is an issue or something like that?
So, so here in the UK, it's only Games Workshop, specifically Warhammer World events, that don't allow legacy factions. They're the only ones, and I can't remember. I did hear. Oh, the Renegades,
split.
you mean?
Sorry, the Renegade split. Yeah.
I genuinely I don't know. So the UKTC, basically the organisers are close with Games Workshop, and Games Workshop support a lot of their events there, and that's the reason why.
Okay. I just think it's another reason Games Workshop will kick in the pants to bringing them back in the game proper.
I mean, hopefully, like if Val and Robin have done the trick and it brings them out quicker, then 100%. That's amazing. I've played in events with the Renegade rules. They're fun. Like, I've not taken anything away from them. I think they're good.
There's no reason why Games Workshop couldn't put a writer down and say, "Hey, write an arcane journal for vampire counts," and then it brings them in line with everything else. But whatever happens.
It's like an afternoon work.
Well, okay. So again, no first-hand information. We've all heard the rumors. This was a political thing at the studio at the time a year ago. Things are going to change over there. Things will change out here. Like things will change.
It's coming. They're all coming. We're going to be able to play with our toys. Talking about toys, so I have been making some new gyrocopters. So I got like little magnetizing wings because I broke loads of mine going to Italy. So the plan is I got like little magnets on the bottom, so they're going to stick to little magnet wings, and then they're not going to break. It's going to be great.
I'm guessing you have 3D printed?
No. So I do have loads of stuff. Like I've got like an Ogre Kingdoms army. I've got like loads of Heresy. I've got loads of 40k. I just don't really play any of that really. I've got this really nasty habit that I think a lot of Warhammer players have got, where you like hyper fixate on your next project, and you're going to be like, right, this is going to be amazing, and you read every bit of lore about it, and you read like every article in every old white dwarf about it, and you're like, oh, yes, it's going to be amazing, and then you order it and then never touch it. So I think over the years I've probably had every single army just because I get like hyper focused on stuff, and then jump in kind of 2 feet forward and then regret it about 3 weeks later when I've spent like 400 quid and never look at it ever again. Yeah. I feel that this is like quite a common problem, and I'm glad that I'm paying for the Games Workshop shareholders to go on holiday. It's fine. They can have a good time.
We like our plastic. We like our crack. It is what it is. Yeah. I can't tell you, like, whatever project I'm currently painting, my head is only on the next project. And I'm buying and I'm shopping and I'm writing down what I need. It's just the way it is.
I mean, the last year has been quite nice because I'm just working out different dwarf armies. So, yeah, it's been fun. I'm just enjoying that at the moment. Although this is my 3rd gyrocopter army that I'm painting up now. And I think this will be my last. I don't think that I can deal with painting any more gyrocopters after this. I mean, that's definitely going to be it.
You need 18 gyrocopters, which has caused me pain for the past year.
Hey, they're awesome. They're so good. Black Sigil Studios. Games Workshop will not admit to someone not from GW made the rules better than them. Yes, exactly. Like, they're going to have to pull out all of the stops to make sure everyone's not like, Val did a better job here. So they're going to have to try really hard, I think. So Anvil of Doom, and remember, no Green Knight. Yes, Steve. So the events that we're doing, we've banned the Green Knight, mate.
Why?
Just don't like him.
I love the answer. Son of a bitch. That's I know you're joking, but that's the exact thing I got a problem with. I just don't like, because where's the line? I don't like this. Ben doesn't like that. John doesn't like that thing over there. Like, where's the line? You cut the Green Knight out of Bretonian book. You didn't do nothing for the real offenders, just the Dukes with their Monster Slayer and everything. Yeah, the Green Knight can charge really close. Just make it train differently, or I don't know. He's 275 points. He's expensive. Honest answer.
Exactly. It is. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, the Green Knight is in the Book of Grudges too many times. 100%.
So that is a. I'm gonna contradict myself. Remember talking about whack-a-mole things? You took out an issue. You scalpeled out a problem. You thought there was an issue. I would have rather the change have been no name characters. But I come from the era from way back when where you didn't bring name characters. They were
So I don't think you can do that because some of the name characters let you have builds, and then as soon as you're like,
who?
You can't take a Slayer army without the old King of the Slayers, can you?
Yeah, but like, let's be fair, nobody's doing that competitively, so that was a null argument.
Oh, so if it's crap, you can take it. I see.
No. I'm saying no. You said you couldn't do blah, and I replied with, you didn't do that anyway. Yes, Nemo, thank you. No name characters. Sorry, I'm anti-name characters. I've been playing a lot of Heresy lately, and like it's just so common that all the name guys are there. I'm like, just give me Captain Joe Schmo.
Tanaka, we need to ban Peg Knights and let the Brett players cope and sieve with their Magico over bathwater.
That 100% agree. That might have been a better fix than no Green Knight. It's such a weird one. Why no Green Knight? Like, I get it. He's powerful, but like, you just shifted their characters to a different direction. They're still bringing 1,000 points of characters.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. My issue is we wanted to make the events. Right, so we're gonna go into the honest answer now. Here we go. So basically, we wanted to make the events as appealing for everyone. So you want to be able to bring the build that you want to build. If you're playing for top tables, you go do that. If you want to play and just have fun at a tournament, which is what we want as well. We want some people that are just coming for fun, who are going to be just smashing into each other on the bottom tables. That's fine. That's what they want to do. They want to bring like stupid builds. You want to bring a Slayer army. You want to bring just a full artillery line to smash into your opponent. Like, all of those lists are valid. The Green Knight makes those lists not valid, and it's not fun to play against.
So, any of the people that are on the decision-making team, you, or any of you Bretonian players, or is this going to look like you guys don't like the Green Knight and took it out of the game?
Ban the Green Knight, hashtag. It's happening. It's done now, mate. It's in black and white. It's done.
Fair. I just can't believe. Like, don't get me wrong. I do see the issue with the Green Knight. There's got to be 7 things that are more of a problem than him. At least, just 10 or 12 things are more of a problem than him.
Oh,
it seems like a weird thing. It seems like a weird thing to pull.
So basically, there was like a little bit of controversy last year with the Green Knight at the events. Basically, there was a ruling that he could come out of any terrain. So, like, out of Pillars of Fire and stuff like that. So we're just kind of going against.
Pillar of Fire is not terrain. Who's making that argument? I will tell that person to their face. Give him to me. Bring him to me.
I mean, we're not going to be rude about it. It's fine. It was just a call.
You don't tell me who to be.
Get back into your marriage.
Let me get a career off of this. Sorry, carry on with your rant.
Right, so basically, we'll start from the beginning. So basically, there was a call that said that the Green Knight could come out of any bit of terrain, which felt fine until it wasn't fine, and then everybody just got absolutely smashed by Green Knight. And there was, I think, the top 4 places at the London GT was Green Knight, Green Knight, Green Knight. So we are taking a stand, and we are banning it. It's probably just for the first event anyway, just for a bit of fun. Really.
No. Okay, one, ban the Green Knight. There's probably a very valid reason for it. I'm far more combative than I guess even the average person, I guess, these days. If there have been people who I've been following, like the big events, who've won big events with controversial rulings, in my opinion, where or interpretations of rule. Like clearly, I think you knew better, but not cheating. But what I mean is like I'm far more willing to be like, knock that off. You know that's not how this works or whatever. Stop making that argument. But you took the the political way of like, okay, we're just not going to have this argument involved anymore. I'd rather have the argument and shut somebody down. But I do very much understand removing the argument is probably a better way of handling things. And this is exactly why I should never be in charge of these type of events.
Yeah, just kind of take it out and agree with Nemo that we're banning the Green Knight because he's ugly. That's... I'm only joking. It's a stunning model. That is actually probably the original sculpt for that is probably one of my favorite models that Games Workshop has ever done. It's gorgeous.
He's weirdly, strangely cheap to buy. Like he's only like $50 Canadian, which is like around the same price as like the other characters. I don't know why he's still.
Frecky, my girlfriend just walked in and heard there was controversy with the Green Knight. Shook her head and left. This is like proper nerd talk right now. Yeah. This is like peak nerd.
I would love to sit down. Whoever apparently you know who this person is, and that's fantastic. I would love to sit down and I'll do it recorded online and have a rules discussion with somebody who can argue that the Green Knight can come out of any piece of terrain. And so, the only rule that we're going to have in the discussion is the only arguments we can bring into the discussion is the things from the actual rule book.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, he knows that it was wrong afterwards. It's been dealt with. Like, it's fine. It was just a mistake. It was a mistake for me, unfortunately. So
I love a good argument.
Has some flavors. Have you seen this, mate? So I'm sorry, Steve. Are you suggesting we should ban Cetra? No, because Cetra's shit.
He's terrible. Cetra is 500 points of his victory points for your opponent. I will. Yes. Hassa, I'm in favor of banning Cetra to prevent Tomb King players from making a mistake.
Tanako, actually ban all Bretonian factions because they're based on the French. Yeah. Actually, that's we should.
As a province that borders Quebec, I'm in favor of this.
Nick Boucher, the captain of Team France, coming for you, mate.
Oh no, the French are fine.
So we had a really fun conversation with my partner the other day. So Angry Amy. So we're sat downstairs and we're trying to organise the trip over to Germany for Worlds. Now she come over to Italy with us, and we just talked about Warhammer the entire time. Obviously, we're a tournament and we're away in an international play. We're going to talk about Warhammer. So we're there trying to organise all of the different car rides and the flights over to Germany. And she turns around to me really serious and goes, so do you think you could talk about Warhammer a little less at Worlds? I'm just like,
that's not a fair or reasonable request.
I'm slightly taken aback with it, really, but it's what it is. I just thought it was hilarious. It's like you're going abroad to go play Warhammer, and it's like, yeah, okay, nice trees.
Well, I'll try. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
And if you were to come to mini wargaming, a group of people that play war games all day, every day, and at lunch we're in the lunchroom sitting down together and eating. Even these guys, we all play war games all day, every day. I'll tell you, we are talking about Warhammer every day at lunch, every day, all the time. It just, if you're gonna travel, if you be on YouTube, if you're gonna make it your life, it's not that you made your life because it kind of already was.
So
you express those things.
The thing is, like, obviously, because you work with Warhammer, so you're subjected to it a lot more than a lot of people. So you work with it, you talk about it at work, you talk about it with your friends and stuff. I don't think that we talk about it any more than the people at home. Like, I think once you're invested and it's got you and it's got its like dirty little mitts in you, it is genuinely all you talk about. Like, if your friend group are Warhammer players, it's genuinely all you talk about. Like, and you can't help yourself. Like, I've got a few mates who will go around like for a barbecue or something, and you'll try to talk about other stuff, and then you just suddenly devolve into a conversation about Warhammer. It gets you. Like, it really does.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a group of guys that you only play video games with, surprise, surprise, if all your conversations are about video games. If you have a group of guys that don't do Warhammer, don't do video games, and all you play sports with them, surprise, surprise, the only thing you discuss with them is sports. I mean, there are other like minor other things, but like you always come back to the thing that you bond over. Like you're playing Warhammer, what you guys play Warhammer. That's always gonna be your conversation.
I love the comment, Nemo. Go on, Steve. Do you want to answer it, mate?
Oh my god. You know, I love Rob and Val, but they misspoke one thing, and I've never stopped getting emails about it. Everybody thinks every High Elf player has every High Elf unit has Arrows of Isha.
They do. They all do. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna start playing that way. You know what? I'll get less emails because every time you do something wrong, you're gonna get a bunch of comments and emails. And I get every time I play High Elves, I get like 30 emails. I'm exaggerating about Arrows of Isha, so I might as well just play it with, and probably the balance will be more in my favor of less emails.
Just do it, mate. Just do it. So Black Sigil Studios, and that's how you can tell that the company has made a fantastic product, though through the game and the lore surrounding it. Yeah, no, 100%. Like I would say that with all of the games as well. Every single one of the games has such a passionate following, whether that be 40k, Sigmar, Blood Bowl, Necromunda. Every game, like you can bash Games Workshop as much as you want, but they've brought so many people around the world together. They are the crux of so many friendships as well. Like all of my real life friends all play Warhammer, and I met them through either gaming, through tournaments, or at my local club. And I wouldn't have that without that. So yeah, I mean, Games Workshop.
When you're talking Warhammer, do these guys play? Do you and your friends play other game systems?
Yeah. So I would say not many of my friends in my local town actually play Old World. So a lot of them play like 40k, Sigmar. I've got a few mates that only play historicals. So like Napoleonics and World War II stuff. So like with them, I'll occasionally dust out some models and go play with them. Like I had a game of 40k the other day.
I was saying because the game I play the most by far is Old World. Like it's not even close. But the game I talk about the most is actually Horus Heresy. Not because we're talking about the game, we're talking about the setting. Like we talk about Old World setting a lot too, but most conversations about like the lore of the Old World end up with like, I don't remember how that kind of like how that happened in the past, or what was the connection here? Because everything's so fragmented in the lore. There's a lot of world, but not a lot of world building. A lot of novels is the main issue. Whereas Horus Heresy, we can go like we've lost entire days of work at Mini Wargaming just debating like a weird Primarch thing or a lore thing or talking about a battle. There's so much lore because of the novels. That's one thing for me, Old World is missing. We don't have enough Old World novels yet. We have the one, but we need more Old World novels in the current timeline.
Yeah, we need a series. That's what we need. We need something like the Gottschalk and Felix series, just about Gottschalk before he's a Slayer, just anything like that. It needs to. We need that lore, and yeah, I'm exactly the same. Like I've lost many a day talking about the heresy. It's like when you're trying to work out if like Alfarius is actually Alfarius or if he's a loyalist or a traitor. That's a rabbit hole you can kind of get stuck.
Yeah, it's a fun discussion. It's a fun discussion.
Nemo, Dairy After Dark, what's your favourite Battlefleet Gothic faction? You know what? I've never, ever played Battlefleet Gothic. That was for the kids that had more money than I did when I was younger, unfortunately.
You can totally 3D print any Battlefleet Gothic army.
No, you can, for sure. Yeah. Is it worth getting into? I've never played it, to be honest.
The people that I know that play it love it to death. I am notoriously bad at that game. It just doesn't work in my head. I just don't. It's probably not fun to play me because it's like playing a 3-year-old at all times. So you just automatically win every game against me, and I don't never know what I'm doing, or the game is beyond my understanding.
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty complicated, to be fair. Frecky, well done on starting the club, mate. Like we started one a similar kind of time ago, and it's just nice to see people coming together and playing, even if it's just loads of different games. Like in our local one, we've got D&D people that go upstairs, and then we've got like loads of people who play cards, and then there'll just be like loads of different games going on. It's really nice to see that it's not like one game that's forced upon everyone. Like there'll be people playing like BattleTech. There'll be like we've got a Blood Bowl league that come in as well, that come playing on the side. And then there'll be like historicals, 40k games, like just loads of stuff. It's nice to see everyone just enjoying themselves. Right, so not Beard the Pirate. Necrons are the best video game reaffirmed with their dialogue.
I haven't played.
No, nor me. I just don't know. It just looks really complicated. I'm more than happy to give it a go. So if someone wants to give me a demo game at some point, I will play.
So to be fair, the rule system is not that complicated. You have to learn everything. It's just for something about flight games and minimum movement has always broken me. I couldn't play the X-Wing miniatures game. I just can't. When I play a video game like TIE Fighter or something like that, like a video game about like dogfighting and stuff, I just fall apart. It's just something about like flight games and whether it's miniature video game, I just can't do.
Oh, I'm just crap at all video games anyway. Like if I try and play Call of Duty, some little 8-year-old kid's going to shoot me in the head about 20 times in a row. I'm just not going to be able to do it. I've got the reflexes of a geriatric bloody like pigeon. I'm terrible.
This is the most of us. It's okay.
Yeah. So once you get past 30, innit, you just can't do it no more. Avila Doom, I still have my Warhammer Quest from 1995. Would love to see it back in Old World. Also, some cross compatibility with the tabletop. So, Old World roleplay is coming out. So, potentially, they might start doing that with some of the old games. Like Warhammer Quest Old World would be pretty sick. I mean, I'm excited for that. I mean, I'm super excited for the roleplay, actually. So I recently just got the Dwarf Collector's Guide for Warhammer roleplay, for Warhammer Fantasy roleplay. So a few of me and my mates are going to do a bit of a roleplay thing, which if it goes well, I might actually stream some of it. But I'm not going to stream the first couple of times because I'm going to look like a dribbling idiot. So I'm not going to do it. To start with, anyway. Have either of you tried Total War Warhammer? And if not, would you consider it? So I really like Total War. I'm terrible at it. I like the battles, but I'm one of those people that has to pause it and think about what's going on. And also like the, what was I going to say? You know, when you've got to do the, like, keep your people happy and with all the money and stuff. I can't do that. I'm terrible. As soon as I start to lose provinces, I'm out. I'll be dead.
I've played 1 and 2 quite a bit, but 1 was my first version of Total War, and the game doesn't tell you how to play the game. Like, there's so much not explained in the game. It took me forever. I have never won a campaign.
So I did with Skaven, but I think I just kind of weirdly cheated because I just went through like the underways and then sent 4 armies at one place and killed it, and then just moved around and just did that.
I remember. Yeah. But my very first dwarf campaign, I almost won. But right at the end, all of the dwarves turned on me because I didn't know. I do it. Okay, so the vampire towns way off in the north that weren't interacting with me whatsoever kept offering me money for a non-aggression pact, whatever you want to call it. Like, I'll take that money, and then they do it again and do it again. I'm like, we're not fighting anyway. I'll take your money. I didn't know that I was pissing off all the other dwarves.
Mate, straight in the book. I tell you what, while talking about going in the book, Steve, have you seen what time it is?
Well, we had to make up for missing 3 weeks.
This is true. I think we're probably going to have to leave it here, everyone, unfortunately, because Steve has to go film or not film a Cath book. Maybe.
Hopefully, I get it before.
Yeah, hopefully it turns out through down the waterfall in the mountain, right?
Well, now that I'm done painting all my solar auxilia, I'm very excited to start working on Cath.
Yeah, I hope everyone at home is as excited and has as many as you as well.
But yes, come to our stream on Saturday. Thank you, Games Workshop, once again. But yeah, we're gonna play some Cath on Saturday with the official release. The review will be out on the channel. We'll do a stream 10 a.m., which I can't schedule yet, but sometime after the Thursday night stream, I'll probably schedule the Cath shoots. You can't bookmark it yet, but come to my channel, Mountain Miniatures for Cath. Stop distracting me in chat.
Yeah, you play with all them models you didn't paint, Steve.
I'll get to it.
Didn't pay for them. Oh god. Right, so is there anything else that you want to say before you go, mate? Obviously, everybody go and watch the stream. It's going to be awesome to see the Cath models in action and also all the Cath rules. I actually don't know anything about the Cath rules. They've managed to keep the leaks just They haven't let anything go about Cafe.
I
It's been a
am
nightmare.
completely shocked that we haven't had a leak yet.
I know. They're just leaking random shit about poison. I want to see about Cafe.
This is why. The 47th reason why I think that thing is fake. If we haven't seen any Cathay stuff, but we're seeing this, it's got to be fake.
I know. Yeah, this is true. Right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Everybody go over to his stream, which is going to be 10 a.m. his time, and it's going to be 3 p.m. my time. Absolutely no idea about the rest of the world. I do apologize. But thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you.
Let me add to that. Sorry, at 5 a.m. my time, the Cathay review will go out, which I believe is 10 a.m. your time?
Definitely a time.
So I think it's 10 a.m. in the UK, whatever that time zone is called. Anyway, 5 a.m. my time, Cathay. 10 a.m. my time, Battle Report.
Yeah, 6 hours later. No, Nemo, we're not leaking here. This is an unleaky ship.
We don't leak.
Apart from Steve, apparently. Right.
I have never leaked a thing in my life. Don't get me in trouble. I have never leaked a thing in my life.
Right, on that note, bye, everyone.